In today's video, you will see how to get India Police Clearance Certificate while you are abroad. Be it any country, how to apply for Police Clearance Certificate, the mistakes to avoid, and where to submit the application, what all documents you need, how to do it correctly. Everything will be covered in this video. Stay tuned. If you're doing this process from India, it's quite simple. You go to passportindia.gov.in website, fill the application, submit the application, pay the prescribed fee, which I think is 500 rupees. Take the appointment with Passport Seva Kendra depending on your location, and then you walk to Passport Seva Kendra along with copy of application form, documents what is suggested, and then go through the process. You're almost instantly given this PCC to you. Now, if you're living abroad, be it for work, you are studying, or you are a permanent resident, and if someone is visiting, as you can see, this is a clarification from the Consular General that on a visitor visa, the stay has to be more than 6 months to apply for PCC. Here the process is that you apply on this website, embassy.passportindia.gov.in, and you select the country. I'll show you that complete detail. You fill the application online, submit it, you'll get an application reference number and a PDF copy of what you have filled. You take the printout, submit that at the service agency in your country. In Canada, it is BLS International. I'll show you that complete process. And then once you go and submit your document, prescribed fee, then the process takes its time because it has to be done. In India, it goes through the police verification system, and then once it comes back, it can take additional 2 weeks for it to come to your hand, and it is much more expensive when you're doing from outside of India. So come to this website. This is the link. The link will be there in the description. Everything has been organized, so you don't have to worry. Just go and check the description and find this link. Once you're here, depending on which country you are, you can either choose by continent, or if you can scroll down like this, you can choose the country. Like I'm selecting Canada. Here first you'll have to do register if you're coming for the first time to this website, and this is the website which will get used for police clearance certificate when you have to surrender your India passport. So once you register, you will have credential to log in. To register, once you click here, you select the embassy consulate from this drop down. In my case, I'm selecting Canada and Toronto jurisdiction. So don't know what your jurisdiction is. The Consulate General website has everything in detail. This is for Canada, and you see here it says High Commission of India, Ottawa. So the jurisdiction is mentioned with the location, and I have selected Toronto because I stay in the jurisdiction which is mentioned here. So even if you are from Manitoba, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland, then you have to come to Toronto jurisdiction. So this is how you will get to know the jurisdiction. Then you fill all the required detail like given name, surname, date of birth, email ID. Do you want login ID to be same as email ID? I always choose yes. That way I don't have to remember the login ID, so it will match with the email ID. If you want to do that, you can do that. Otherwise, you have to check for the login ID. Then you create your password, confirm your password. Then you have a hint question, hint answer, and then you enter the displayed CAPTCHA here, and then you register. Once you do registration, the link comes to your email ID, and also make sure you remember whatever you are giving this, as whenever you log in, you will have to provide that detail every time you log in. Otherwise, you'll have to again go and create or register with another credential. So this will avoid if you remember everything what is given here. Once you're registered with your username and password, you can come here and click login ID, password, enter the CAPTCHA displayed. So log into the page, you see you get all these options here, and here you have to select police clearance certificate. If you're doing surrender of India passport, I have made a separate video. Here you will select police clearance certificate, and once you click here, you will have to go through this 7-step what is mentioned here. As you keep filling this form, make sure you are saving before you go to next step. This will ensure that whatever you have entered, you don't have to start all over again. Coming back to the home page, and instead of clicking here police clearance certificate, if you're starting, you'll have to click here and then continue. To save time, I have already filled the application. That way I can do running commentary and I can give you more input, what will make sure that you're not making any mistake. So once you come down here, you see I have already filled the application. and once this gets submitted, you will get a file number and when the submission was done. And this, as I said, will directly go to the embassy which you are choosing. Here in this case, I have chosen Toronto, so it will go to Toronto. In case after submission here, you find out that you have done some mistake with the form filling, you don't have to worry. You can go and create or apply for police clearance certificate again. Just make sure that ARN number, what you have here, you send correct ARN number printout when you are submitting document with the service agency. The most important thing is you submit the correct document which you will be doing with the service agency, and that document is what will get processed. So I hope this helps you. The only way to ensure that you're not making any mistake while filling the form is check, recheck, cross-check and save as you're doing. That will ensure that you don't have to think about filling the form second time. Now let me click here, select, retrieve, partially saved form. On this passport detail, let me click on the purpose for PCC, citizenship nationality application. If you're going for citizenship of another country and you want PCC, then you make this selection. Education research, as the name suggests, employment visa, work permit. In that case, you select this. If you're applying for green card, permanent residency, then you would select immigration purpose other than citizenship. Then you have option long-term visa, stay, resident permit, tourist visa, adoption, others. So you will choose your selection. Here I am selecting immigration purpose other than citizenship. Then here region country, you select the country from where you are applying for PCC. Other detail, passport number, date of issue, date of expiry, place of issue, file number. All this detail is going to be there on your passport. The file number will be toward the end. On the last page, you will be able to see the file number given. So once all this entry is made, click next. On the applicant details section, given name, last name, write as it is in the passport, gender, date of birth, place of birth. Again, these details are available on your passport. Make sure you're making the matching entry. Choose the marital status, then citizenship of India. You choose the option. In most cases, it will be by birth. And voter ID and Aadhaar. It says if available. I always give this detail. This speeds up the process. So PAN, voter ID and Aadhaar number gets entered. Then employment type, you choose from this drop down. You will select the option whichever it is in your case. If you're self-employed, you will select self-employed. If you're retired, you will select the option whatever. Once you do that selection, same with the education qualification. From this drop down, select the option which is in your case. Once this is done, then give this consent by selecting I agree and then click next. Family detail, again these details will be mentioned on your passport except spouse if you have not declared. If you have declared spouse, that will also be there in your passport. What is important is that please enter father, mother or legal guardian name as applicable, specifying at least one of these is mandatory. So I have filled all the detail, father, mother, spouse, whatever is your case, you will fill accordingly. Make sure it matches with what you have given on your passport. Once this is done, click next. Applicant address detail. Here make sure you are entering the address as it is given in Aadhaar and voter ID. If there is any variation, it could be cause of rejection, and straight out of those documents, whatever the entries you make sure everything matches as it is. If you're not sure about the police station, you can click here on Know Your Police Station and this will take you to this link where you can select the state and then you can go and check the location for the police district from this drop down. Mobile number is mandatory, so is email ID, so you will enter those details. And then when it comes to present address, here I'm in Canada, so I have selected Canada, and then you enter the address exactly the way it is given in your address proof document. Don't make any interpretation, don't make any abbreviation. As it is given in your document what you're submitting, make sure every single word matches the same way. Otherwise, you will end up paying $100 for lounge facility. When it comes to mobile code for India, the India code is 91. Here you don't add plus, just 91 followed by your mobile number. And for the present address mobile number, whichever country you are, that code, I am in Canada, so it starts with 1 followed by the mobile number. no plus to be added. So once you do that, click next. In this others detail, choose your response carefully. Here you see all my answer are no. In case you have any yes, then you will be asked for more detail. So choose your answer carefully. Once this is done, click next. This is the PCC detail section, and here it shows the detail which will be printed on your police clearance certificate. Make sure you're checking, recheck, cross-check, applicant name, father, mother, legal guardian name, only one name would show up here. Then region, country for which PCC is required, that will be mentioned. Your passport number, whatever you have entered, the same thing will show here. Date of issue, it will show the passport date of issue, place of issue, and the file number. Once you have validated this, you click next. And this is the last page where you get the PCC form summary. Whatever you have filled so far, same detail reflects here. This is one more chance for you to verify if everything is correct. As I said before, check, recheck, cross-check, check multiple times, ensuring that there is no error what you have entered. Once you have checked, I agree, then enter the place. I'm entering Toronto here, and then you go ahead and do the submit. Once you submit, your application will get transmitted. You will get ARN number, and you will be able to download this application. Once you open this downloaded document, you can go over the document once again to make sure there are no errors. If you find any error, as I said, you can create one more document. Make sure you take the printout of the correct document. Once you take the printout of the PDF, you will be required to paste photo on the application in the photo section and also do your signature. This is the specification of the photo, 2 inch by 2 inch or 51 mm by 51 mm. So this detail again will be there in the description. Any professional photo studio should be able to get this done for you as per the specification. Now is the handing over of document to the service agency. If you are in Canada, then BLS International does this processing with Consular General or High Commission depending on where you are. So I'm showing for Toronto jurisdiction. Once you click proceed, come to this passport service, police clearance certificate. Always come to this website to check what is the latest in terms of application fee, what documents are required, because every time I have come here, I have found something or the other surprising. When it comes to application fee, whether you are an Indian passport holder or a Canadian foreign passport holder, you see the total fee is same, $38.70 in both the cases, and the distribution is given $34 for consular fee, then a surcharge of $3, and BLS fee is $1.70. If you're doing an in-person appointment at BLS office, you can pay through debit card or cash. So you are requested to bring exact cash as per the number of application. Remember this important information. Unless you want your document to be delivered at your home address by courier, you can insist BLS that you will pick up the document from their center. They cannot force you to get this delivered by post. And this has been clarified by Consulate General. I'm sharing the screenshot where they have said that postal is optional, it is not mandatory. So BLS, they open a window between 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. between Monday to Friday where you can go and pick your document. When you speak to BLS, insist whether it is at BLS center or helpline to make it clear, otherwise you know what to do. If you anytime run into issue with BLS, drop them an email and they will respond to your email. If they don't respond, give them reminder 1, reminder 2, and when you don't get any response, in that case, you can reach out to the Consulate General. You can find the email ID just by doing search online. And unless you have not got response from BLS and you write to them, it makes no sense. So do your effort and then you can go and highlight your concern. Hopefully everything goes smooth for you. Now that you're clear on the fee and whether you want to go with the postal service or not, in case you want to go with the postal service, give BLS a call and they will send you the link. Again, insist them to give the breakdown of what you are being charged. In my case, I had done 3 applications with them and all 3 cases, I was surprised to see additional charges, and then once I escalated, they refunded that money back to me. Now let's go to the document requirement. This section they have changed. Earlier they had a checklist. This is the checklist which earlier BLS had on their website. I don't see that. Now it has been replaced with another document which I'll pull in few seconds. So it showed as an Indian passport holder what all documents were required, checklist, online application form, Indian passport original and copy. So a lot of people had confusion here whether original has to be sent by post. Only if you are doing a walk-in to BLS center, you carry the original document, show it to them and take it back. You don't send original if you are sending it by courier. You will lose your document. So make sure only carry original when you're doing a walk-in. You send photocopy only, that is self-attested, where you sign on the photocopy, and that should do for the courier. So that's why I insisted you that you must call BLS, get everything clarified before you send the document. That way you will have peace of mind. Then proof of address, status in Canada. I showed you initially in the start of video that the stay in Canada has to be more than 6 months for the PCC to be processed from here. That was clarified by the Consulate General. Then photograph to be pasted in application form, and then the fee, what we talked about. This was what was required if you are an Indian passport holder. Again, for the foreign passport holder, details are given. As I said, no original to be sent by courier. You only carry when you walk into BLS office. Same for the foreign national, previously Indian citizen. The checklist is given here. Once you click here on the checklist, this is what opens. So once we come down here, you can see application form, valid Indian passport original and copy. And here, original passport and its self-attested copy is required only for walk-in application to allow the staff to verify the authenticity of the passport. Once verification is done, the original passport will be returned to applicant. And if it is postal, only self-attested copy of passport is required for postal application. So this should clear. Then for the proof of address, they have given list of document which can go. Valid status in Canada. Again, the list of document is given here. Photograph, dimension and how it has to be, this is given here. Fee, I showed you earlier. Then submit the duly signed printout of application along with the supporting document as listed above with applicable fee at BLS center. For foreign national, detail is given here, and all this link will be there in the description. This is the BLS page for booking appointment, and here you select the location whichever is closest to you. I'm selecting Toronto. Then select the service type as passport. PCC comes under passport service, and then appointment date. From this calendar, anything which you see like this is slot full. Select the closest date and then go through the important notice. Select the appointment slot, applicant name. Do not prefix 0 or 1. Just enter the 10-digit mobile number and then enter passport, email address where your appointment confirmation will come, and then service description as India PCC application. And then you submit this application. You will get the appointment confirmation, print that confirmation and do a walk-in to BLS office where you have booked. In case you're looking to avail the pickup and drop service, this is not mandatory. If you are doing that, ask them for the breakdown of charges, what you are going to be charged, and then they will send a link to your email ID for the payment to be done. Do this and you will avoid any surprise. I have had surprises and they had to refund money to me. So this is one way to ensure that you are paying for the service what you are availing. In case you have any other question, use the comment section and I will surely respond. In addition to this video, if you are interested in watching OCI, Canada passport or how to acquire Indian citizenship, again that video is available in my channel. Hope you find this useful. Do share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.